It's time now for some business news. Stephen Carroll joins me. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Haxie.
Starting with the markets, where we're still seeing reaction to the announcement of that snap election in the UK.
Yeah, sterling is still hovering around a 6-month high against the dollar. £1 worth just over $1.28 on the markets. We had actually seen the currency drop in advance of Theresa May's surprise announcement on Tuesday, but once it became clear that an election was on the cards, it rebounded pretty significantly and holding on to most of those gains today, just down slightly against the dollar in trading. The stock markets, though, had a very different reaction with a sharp fall on the FTSE 100 in London. Shares there finished the day down 2.5%. They're down again at the open today as trading gets underway in London. In France, the markets also suffering a little bit from election worries. The CAC 40 down 0.1% at the start of the day. One big faller on the French market today is the drinks maker Rémy Cointreau. Their shares down over 5% after their latest results, despite reporting a rise in sales. It should be said, over in Asia, we also had a broadly negative trend on the markets too. Lots of geopolitical worries weighing on investors' minds there. Just the Nikkei in Tokyo seeing some small gains, finishing up just over the flat line, 0.7% even.
And in the United States, Donald Trump has begun a review of the visa system for skilled workers.
The US president signed an executive order reviewing the H-1B visa program used to bring in highly skilled workers from abroad. Now, the order itself doesn't alter the existing rules, but is seen as putting technology firms and outsourcing companies on notice of changes to come. The move stands to particularly affect Indian workers, who are the largest group to avail of this kind of visa. Ellen Gainsford has the story.
On the campaign trail, his slogan was Buy American, Hire American. Now Donald Trump says he's making good on his pledge.
We believe jobs must be offered to American workers first. Does that make sense?
Trump is planning to tighten up a visa program that's being used to bring high-skilled foreign workers to the U.S. Popular with Silicon Valley, the H-1B visa is for foreign nationals working in fields such as science, engineering, and computer programming. The United States issues 85,000 of the permits every year, often through a lottery system if demand is high. But critics say the scheme is mainly used by outsourcing firms. They find skilled foreign workers and offer them lower wages than the going rate for an equally skilled American. Abuses that Trump wants to get rid of. But analysts say complicated reforms could hurt innovation by encouraging doctors, tech engineers, and other professionals to move to other countries.
I think anytime we restrict high-skilled immigration, anytime we make immigration harder, anytime we delay somebody at the border, we're slowing it down and we're creating more incentive for people to go elsewhere.
Trump's executive order does not provide solutions. It just calls on government departments to come up with ideas. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce said they were concerned by the decree. They say there's room for improvement, but the visa program should not be scrapped altogether.
Solange Mougin reporting there. Now, turning next to Ivanka Trump, whose business has been booming while she works at the White House.
Now, Ivanka Trump still owns but no longer manages her clothing brand. She's currently an unpaid employee of her father's administration. But sales of Ivanka Trump merchandise have hit record levels this year, despite a number of high-profile boycotts by US stores. The lines between business and politics have been blurred, though. For example, on the 6th of April, Ivanka Trump's company won provisional approval from the Chinese government for 3 new trademarks. That night, she and her husband were seated next to Chinese President Xi at dinner at the Mar-a-Lago resort, and you can imagine that's causing lots of controversy as well.
Yes, so Mexico's government next is considering reviving a trade deal, but without the US. Donald
Trump says the US won't participate in the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was agreed with 12 countries last year. Mexico's economy minister, though, says that TPP could still be implemented without the United States. The agreement was designed to counter China's influence by boosting trade among countries like Australia, Japan, Canada, Peru and Mexico. Mexico's Alfonso Guajardo believes that TPP isn't dead.
We would need to change some articles in the trade deal, such as the key one that says without the United States it could not materialize. We would have to see if other nations, such as Vietnam, would be willing to put the same things on the table that they did for TPP 12 when we consider TPP 11. In other words, with or without the United States.
And finally, Stephen, the story of just how far some people will go to win a car.
Radio station in Texas is giving people the chance to win a new car by kissing it for as long as is possible. The Kia model is worth some $25,000. Contestants are getting a 10-minute break every hour while kissing the car. The rest of the time, it has to be said. The station, 96.7 Kiss, is streaming the video of the contest online. When I looked at it a few minutes ago, there were still 6 people in the running. I imagine they're very tired and very bored, I'd say, after this long of a kissing a car. There they are. Doesn't look like much fun.
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like gripping viewing, but maybe I'm missing something there, Stephen. I'm sure we'll be keeping an eye on that feed for the rest of the day.
Sure
for us.
will.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stephen, for the business update there.